Spooky2, customer testimonials, to be continued. December 12, 2014. Mon June 16, 2014 10:31 p.m. Hi everyone, I would like to report my very fast response for chronic cough, lasting over a month, with Spooky2. The cough started after my bronchitis more than a month ago and it got very uncomfortable, with a crashing chest pain and breathlessness. I started to panic and asked David Book for an advice about the Spooky2 setup for this condition. He advised, frequency multiplier 1, repeat every frec 1, repeat each set 1, repeat program 0, dwell multiplier 1, scalar subharmonics, amplitude wobble, inverted sawtooth 255 16 steps, frequency wobble, triangle 25% 16 steps, duty cycle 66.6, amplitude 5, offset 0, phase angle 0, 0.02% feathering, do not sort frequencies, check the 4 Hz, and randomized checkboxes F2 equals F1 x 11 Hz 0 add F2 to F1 follow out 1 I was selecting, 1, lung infection XTRA, 2 lung abscess XTRA, 3 pneumonia bronchial, CAFL, 4. Lung sinus bacteria CAFL, I selected these parameters and the next morning I felt totally cured with only a very little cough left. The chest pain and breathlessness was totally gone and I continue to improve since then. I am not a technically advanced person so I can imagine the results other, more technically advanced people can have with Spooky. Big thanks to David Book, the kind way he helped me and guided me will you stay with me forever. Many thanks to John White and all the Spooky team. I believe Spooky has an amazing healing power and I feel very blessed and privileged to be a member of this group. Wishing everybody a similar and very fast success. Namaste. Number 2, stomach and throat tumors have shrunk, no W quote, S more treatment D by VHBFI April H 2014 6:03 p.m. This topic began here on this discussion. For the complete story you can read it here, view topic. PHP? F equals 14 and T equals 62 FRP equals 6053 P 6053. We have heard from the drive about the scan for my family member's cancer in the stomach and throat. It is really great news. The tumors in the stomach and the throat have both shrunk and the drive is not recommending any further treatment. Furthermore, it has not spread, which they were very concerned about since it is already in 2 places. Before starting the Spooky frequencies he had been having headaches every day for over a year with intense pain in the stomach, throat and low back. He also was unable to keep food down and had great difficulty swallowing. His wife was remembering that he stopped having difficulty swallowing within a couple days of starting Spooky. Now he is able to work again as a contractor/builder, which is very physical work. All of his pain is gone and he feels really great. Thank you to Johan for helping us know what frequencies to run and for all of his extra guidance. Also, thank you to John White, David Book and the rest of the Spooky team. Thank you also to everyone on the forum that has contributed in the super great group effort. 3. Number 3, blood pressure and remote success. WQOTVP Orcs, by Sun April 20, 2014 5:35 p.m. Hi peeps. I have to chime in real quick and tell everyone the success lately. I was very skeptical, but Spooky is holding his ground. My wife has been on blood pressure meds for 5 years, and if she forgets to take it daily, it soars around 145 to 165. The best she has ever seen is 125 and will not drop for nothing. We ran 1 BP set and no change. Next day 6:30 a.m. we ran convergence sweep for the first time and 1 hour into it she felt funny around the heart area. After the sweep completed we checked her BP and it was 113/76. No way. We checked it every 2 hours and 121/84 was the highest. So, she did not take the BPM EDS before bed and this morning it is still 118/74. What is going on? Section 9, I am speechless and thank God for this. We are monitoring her pressure and will daily. If it flares up we will rerun convergent sweep again and monitor. I am at a loss for word. Thank you Spooky Team. Registered trademark, oh yeah, knocked out kids' sore throats and mine in one day. My neighbor hasn't felt better and quit taking her fibromyalgia meds, closely monitoring her. Absolutely amazing. The list goes on people, but I am a one-finger typer. Number 4, my oncologist was amazed, quote, thanks, February 21, 2014 5:20 p.m., I might be missing the location, but do we have a page to spout our successful treatments, stage 4 renal cell cancer and was sent home to get things in order. I have using Spooky and Spooky2 for a while and just had PET scan and CAT scan and my oncologist was amazed. Most of meds to lung have disappeared and the major tumor in my adrenal gland has not grown in 6 months and is considered stable. I use Budwig protocol as my diet and Spooky2 remote continuously. I did a scan and run the 3 different scans along with fibrosis of the lung and kidney papillin as suggests by Johann Stegmann. Also alternate with BX virus listings in Spooky2. Excuse the spelling but not common words I use daily. So we need a spot to give hope to all here. 4. Number 5, Filiform and planar warts, February 14, 2014 7:27 p.m. In 2013 when I received the Spooky UDB generators the first thing that I think was that I needed to try to run the frequency sets in some disease where I can see some physical change so that I can be sure that it is not a placebo effect. I suffered for years of many filiform and planar warts in my upper and lower back and I decided to test Spooky with them. I was aware that the process to see any change in the skin will be very slow. For this test I used the Charborham DNA frequencies for these types of warts and run the sets in 2 UDB generators, human papillomavirus types 1, 2, 4, 27, 29, these values are not frequencies, thread-like wart, variant of common wart, human papillomavirus types 3, 10, 28, 38, 41, 49, these values are not frequencies, square wave, 2V, duty cycle 50%, direct frequencies, the frequencies were run 24/7 using the old Spooky software, UDB and sensor, very slowly the frequencies begin to work. I include photos of 2 warts at the beginning May 19th, May 28th, June 3rd and June 11th. After that I stopped because I need to use the UDBs in something else. They proved that they work and I can come later to continue running the frequencies. I showed the photos to one of my brothers and the same day he ordered 2 UDBs. I'm still pending of continue running frequencies for the warts but I always found something more important. Attachments May 28th, 5. Number 6, unknown bug eradicated with Spooky local sweep W, quote, thanks, Monlun 30, 2014 3:22 a.m. Hello everyone, last Saturday my son woke up and said I am going to be sick, I can feel it in my bones. So I started running flu sets and administer liposomal Vitsi the next day. There wasn't much of a difference, in fact in the evening temperature started to rise. On Monday we went to our naturopath and he said that it looks like a stomach flu and his liver was inflamed. The temperature was getting higher, 41C or 104F, and no ibuprofen nor acetaminophen worked. He even soaked in cool water in bathtub to bring it down. I run fever CAFL on contact for 27 minutes, repeat program 1, and within 10 minutes temp dropped significantly. Then I run RNA virus infections KHZ plus fever CAFL remotely all night. Next morning temp stayed little over 37C minus 98.6F, but as soon as I turned off Spooky off it started to go up again. Clearly the program wasn't responding and his body was fighting off this unknown thing. Then I decided to run the new Spooky local sweep custom on contact for 1 hour, repeat program 1, and detox liver kidneys lymph XTRA remotely all night. Next day success. Temp dropped, Overall feeling much better but still weak. Now the question was, is the good gut flora killed as well? And I think I can say yes. Since the treatment, every time my son goes to the bathroom, as he describes Niagara Falls. Right now he drinks kefir and kombucha and is on a way to full recovery. Thank you Spooky Local Sweep. Copyright, number 7, Stomach Problems. Success. At last. BV Mon May 5, 2014 8:50 am. Success at last. As a person who has had zero success with Spooky Remote and someone who has now a nice collection of friends' fingernails, plus and DNA, I would like trumpet my first success on myself. For a few days I have been suffering from stomach trouble. In fact, all over the region there has been various rumblings and pains and general feeling of unwellness. Is that a word? Also, I have been very grumpy. So pressing the reset button, I did the following: Remote 1, colic stomach and colon pain, XTRA, distended stomach, XTFTA, gastric stomach and colon, XTRA, gastric inflatus, CAFL, stomach disorders, CAFL, XM21, 1, 1, 0, 1, amplitude 5, I like to see the LEDs flashing, square wave, remove duplicate frag, ticked. Time for run, 1 hour 7 minutes. As you can see, I'm an all-in including the kitchen sink person. Within the first run everything was gone. Bingo. 6. Number 8 Common Cold W quote. By Sat March 29, 2014 12:45 p.m. Hi, I'm new here and reporting an anecdotal report about my experience using the common cold frequency set in Spooky2. On my first use of this frequency set, my nostril blockage cleared within 5 minutes and about 4 hours later the nose stopped dripping, and I also noticed that the other nostril didn't become blocked. A few days later the same symptoms returned and I rerun the same frequency set and presto, the breathing became easier and a few hours later the nose stopped dripping. A few more days later the symptoms returned and I rerun the same frequency set again, and similarly the breathing became easier within 5 minutes and a while later the nose stopped dripping again. What I also noticed is that I discharged a somewhat darker sputum into the toilet on several occasions. I suspect this is crap being ejected by my system as a result of this therapy treatment. I haven't seen this before using vitamin supplements or other medications. The Morgellons protocol contains 2 programs which eliminated my own long-standing frozen shoulder very quickly. I don't know whether it will work for you guys, but here it is anyway. Spiogens is the one I suspect may have done most, if not all of the work, but I'm providing. 7. Number 9, Frozen Shoulder, to June 17, 2014 5:12 p.m., running a UDB, post B Sun March 23, 2014 1:59 p.m., quote ITHAHKS, I have been having this problem since a candida flare-up. I call it an addiction rather than just a craving because it seems to get out of control, in that while I am in a store I can't help myself, and before I know it I have bought some candy off and chocolate, and before long it is gone. Anyway, I started to run the plane addiction set and success. So long as I keep it up I can stay off sugar and substitute stevia and xylitol. Number 10, Sugar Addiction. Wed May 21, 2014 8:50 p.m. Number 11, Very Fast Response, 48 hours. Wed May 21, 2014 7:22 p.m. Hi friends, my wife and I went to the dentist May 7, 2014. When the dentist noticed what he called a papilloma near the back of my wife's mouth. A visible bump with plain eye sight. At that moment my wife looked at me and asked if I could fix her. She was very worried because cancer runs in her family and her sister had a similar thing. Soon as I got home I ran the sweeps, throat BX sets and HPV, all 6, and human T, all 6. Then a couple days later we went to our drive and she couldn't see it. But from the pics she called it a mucocyst and wrote us an apt for a throat specialist. Long story short is my wife could feel something in her throat for the past couple months. Just something annoying now it's gone. I can't see it anymore, but if I enlarge or pick a bit I can tell where it used to be. Here is the before shot, 8. Now the first shot is with a professional dentist camera, but believe me you could see it plain as day with your eyes. The after, well it's pretty much gone. I can't see it with my eyes, and if I didn't know where to look for it I wouldn't even see the spot. The drive was saying anesthesia and surgery to cut it out. Hopefully getting the whole thing and it not returning. Screw all that, I'll just get spooky on the job. I seriously had results as early as 48 hours, when my wife said, "It really hurts now." When she said that I knew I was on the right track. The key is the break period, run the main programs 4 to 6 hours and let it rest while you run support and clean up sets. Although I do have a spooky farm of 13. So I was able to get in, hit hard and sharp and get out. I used 4 Gen 1 for HPV/1 for human T/1 for the sweeps, convergence and throat cancer. The fourth was the support sets, that I usually keep on throughout. Also alternating waveforms. This one was achieved from dampened square. I am so sold on dampened waveforms. I don't use anything else. The dampened waveforms don't let anything get used to it. After the first run, I would change the wave multiplier from 11 to 22. Then I would use 18. Just keep mixing it up and keeping things new. Thank you Spooky. Now I will post another success story for myself. Number 12, Cold Success. By the July 24, 2014 10:17 p.m, hey everyone, all of my stuff seems minor but I will share this anyway. I definitely felt a cold coming on last night, sinuses were stuffed and throat slightly sore. I thought, I'll give Spooky a try. I didn't want to screw around and I would go with PROV. At 2 a.m. I set the cold and flu PROV program, 13,916.02. I just ran it on continuous remote. It is normally a 30-minute program, so I ran it 5 hours in total till 7 a.m. I awoke to completely clear sinuses. Yes, I am extremely impressed. I know that was 5 hours, but maybe the remote works better than we might think. I won't forget this program. Respectfully, 9. I quote IV, thanks. Number 13, Fast Response with Flu Programs. By the June 26, 2014 10:54 p.m, last night, I started to have a runny nose, dull headache, slight soreness in throat with swollen glands that became worse within a couple of hours, aches and general rundown feeling all over my body. I suspected I was coming down with something. My wife had only just come off a nasty flu virus. I immediately used the following broad-spectrum programs on Spooky2 across 4 machines on continuous loop till the morning, repeat each frequency, 1 repeat each set, 1 repeat program, 0 dwell, 1, cold and flu, CAFL cold and flu, PROV cold and flu, extra, flu virus B, CAFL flu virus, PROV influenza virus A, PROV, influenza virus B1, PROV influenza virus B2, PROV influenza, Rife, immune system improve, XTRA immune system stimulation, PROV. Within 10 minutes of running these programs, my nose cleared and felt drier. Within 20 minutes my headache eased. Within 1 hour my aches all over my body ceased and my throat was not as sore as it was before. By morning nearly all my symptoms were gone. I felt I had a lot more energy and alertness than in previous weeks. I usually suffer from sinusitis, but today my nose was completely clear and dry. I stopped the flu programs in the morning but continued with the immune system frequencies till mid-afternoon. 10. Number 14, I am stealing some of my posts from the forum. This was my first trial with Spooky. I believe I have had success twice using Spooky for the flu, SV40 virus. The first case was a couple of weeks ago. My husband had been out gator hunting on a Friday night and didn't get to bed until 3 a.m. Sat morning. I sleep like the dead, so not knowing what time he got home, I wanted to be quiet so he could sleep in. I decided to do some testing on him via my radionics device. One of the things that came up in this testing was flu virus. I didn't think much of it as my husband rarely gets sick and figured maybe I was picking up a not yet manifested condition. Later in the morning I went to the bedroom to check on my husband since I had expected him to at least be awake if not fully functional by this time. He was semi-awake and not feeling well. He said he'd felt nauseous since 3:30 a.m. I told him I'd fix it and to go back. I then doused the CAFL and found SV40, simian virus, to be a match. I ran just that frequency set for the next 24 hours. Within 2 hours his nausea had gone away and he slept for most of the day. When he awoke, he felt much better. Just tired. He stayed in bed, watched TV, and then, last evening my husband and I stopped by to see his best friend, and fellow gator hunter, who is paralyzed from the chest down. His friend said that he had not been feeling well for 2 days and nausea was one of his symptoms. I told him to clip his fingernails and I would see if I could do something. As he is on quite a few medications and his disability affects his body functions in many ways, I didn't know if I could do anything successful overnight. I doused him against a few things in the CAFL and he matched both the SV40 FREQS and winter flu and cold. Plus something else I may run later. Since the SV40 set runs for over 60 minutes, I just ran that set. I phoned him a few minutes ago and he says he feels much better. I will redouse him later today to see if he cleared the condition and if he still matches the other flu fric set. Last evening, which would have been a few hours shy of running the set for 24 hours, I doused to see if my husband's friend had cleared the virus. I got a response on the pendulum that I interpret as being on the line. In other words, he had basically killed off the virus but it wasn't completely out of his system yet, so I planned on running the set another 12 hours, overnight. I had my husband call his friend for an update. His friend said he felt fine. And thanks, this is funny because neither my husband or his friend have any interest or faith in my electromedicine endeavors. One consider it a success story because I am familiar with his friend's history of difficult, too. Number 15. I am a very new Spooky2 user and have been reading and watching as many videos as I can. I have suffered from fibromyalgia for about 17 years. I have found that these last couple of years has been just horrible. I am a photographer and all I could handle was 2 sessions a week and spaced out because of the day needed to recover from the sessions. I only received the equipment within the last couple of weeks and I was running the puffy eye just to see if it would work and of course it did. I have been running all the fibromyalgia frequencies and the other night I was going upstairs and I was really surprised I had no pain. I was so excited. The pain hasn't come back and I have been experimenting with the mercury detox. I am happy. So glad I found this technology. Pain relief from fibromyalgia. W.L. Thanks J. D. Wed August 27, 2014 5:06 p.m. Hi, Linda asked me to post about my success with fibromyalgia. I'm very new to Spooky2, actually less than a month, and definitely do not know the ins and outs or techniques, so I am definitely a work in progress. All I can tell you is what I did to get rid of the symptoms for about a week. My first try with Spooky2 was of course fibromyalgia, since I have probably had it since my 20s. I was a flight attendant for 11 years and have had some experiences that most people, thank God, have not had. One of them left me wearing a cervical collar when we unexpectedly dropped 3,000 feet and I landed on the floor with one of the passengers, not a fun experience. Anyway, some of my research on this disease uncovered that if you have had any trauma to the neck it is most likely to lead to fibromyalgia as you advance in age. I must tell you that I'm advanced. Lol. Have had what I tell my boyfriend to be a movable pain for a few years now. It is very discouraging that you deal with a part of the body that hurts you, and when you think you got it licked another pain surfaces, also very depressing. It seems that the nerve impulses, instead of going up to the brain, when you have neck trauma, they go directly to the muscles, and as some individuals as the beginning of this disease. Not fun. 12. In my limited experience with Spooky2, I, of course, didn't know what frequencies to run, so I ran them all at the same time and hoped for the best, and the best happened a few days later. I ran them continuously for over 48 hours. At first I didn't notice much, then suddenly realized that I was going down the stairs without hanging on for dear life. I had fallen 3 or 4 times in the past. I actually felt not just relief but no pain. YEE. For about a week. I am now in the process of running it again after some stomach and knee upset. Today again I woke up with a little pain in my knee and stayed in bed for a little while and it abated. I would like to know if others have the same pattern. I don't mind running at 24/7, and that's why I just bought my second unit, which I will probably get next week. I have other autoimmune difficulties including mycoplasma and Hashimoto's, goiter, etc. that will need to be addressed. Will post if I find more results in these areas. I have been using a sine wave and inverted sawtooth wave alternately. Many blessings to you all, and thank you for this forum. Pain relief from fibromyalgia. Sun, October 5, 2014, 5:16 p.m. Hi everyone. I posted my success with fibromyalgia about 3 WKS ago, and have been doing other immune diseases since then. I just want to give you an update on what is happening, which is nothing. Still no pain. I figured that it's good to post when you are successful, but also updates on how you are feeling now, so that's it. I have to admit that the first week I had no pain, the second it came back a little bit. So I pretty much just did fibro the rest of the week non-stop and then went on to my other concerns. I have even forgotten all about it until my boyfriend asked about the pain. It's a wonderful feeling that I wish for you all. Love, number 16. /1 Thanks. Why, thanks to my staying up multiple nights till ungodly hours and drinking coffee, I seem to have brought on conjunctivitis, so I cranked up my remote devices and it is almost gone now. Yesterday I ran FREQS via my Rife Medic 5 with 5 remote, and then overnight I used Spooky2/remote. As far as FREQS on the room, I used what is pre-programmed there, and on Spooky2 I used FREQS I got from the TCM and Electroherbalism book sets. 13. Conjunctivitis. To February 18, 2014, 7:50 p.m., number 17, success with Johan's toothache frequencies WI/#ENSJ, Devu July 3, 2014, 4:05 p.m. I went to the dentist last Thursday for routine cleaning. The hygienist and the dentist could not believe that my badly receding gums do not show gingivitis. Would not bleed. The hygienist used dental floss with all her strength cutting my gums. She also poked around the teeth, and I could feel her instruments piercing my gums and I tasted blood. When I got home, my gums were so red at night time, couldn't even brush my teeth properly from pain. I gargled with colloidal citra and soaked the teeth and gums for around 5 minutes. Did this many times the following days. Yesterday, the wound started pulsating in pain. I was afraid the Candida yeast I am trying to treat might enter those wounds. I used Johan's dental infection frequency alone. Used contact on both cheeks along line of teeth, waveform, damped square wave, amplitude 5, Holland harmonic F2 equals F1 x11, 0 degrees, modulate F2. Using F, AMDSB, amplitude wobble, sawtooth 5%. Frequency wobble, sawtooth 1%. Steps, apply octal 12-step wobble. Follow out 1 and output control, out 2 equals out 1 x1 plus 0 Hz, and same for the voltage, and 1, 1, 1, 1. This ran for 3+ hours. At the first frequency, just halfway through it, the pain and swelling on the left molar disappeared completely. On the third frequency the pain and swelling on my 2 Bugs Bunny upper teeth were gone too. My entire gum up and down became nice pink instead of angry red. I was tempted to stop the protocol at this stage, but decided not to do it. I will treat again tonight. Thanks Spooky2 team, especially Johan, for unselfishly sharing this protocol. Anyone is free to comment if they find something wrong with my settings. Take care, Melly. Number 18, a few days ago I got the Spooky2 and as a test ran the epicondylitis and epicondylalgia progs. I have had this problem for over 3 years and finally after 3 sessions it was gone. No more pain in. I used the epicondylitis and epicondylalgia sets and the Spooky prog. No modifications. Square wave and setting of inverse plus sync. Used contact with the 2 tubes. That's it. Ran the prog on 3 days. 14. Number 19, success with injury to toe. Quote S-Chalks, D. by, July 3, 2014 1:16 p.m, this morning whilst I was shopping, I dropped a 1.5-litre glass bottle of water, out of my bag and straight onto my bare big toe, ouch! It then fell to the pavement and smashed. The toe is bruised and started to swell, so when I got home, I attached 2 TENS pads on the front and back of the toe area and ran, accelerated injury healing, XTRA, fractures bone, CUST, muscular pain and injury, CAFL, 10 kHz 4 Hz gate square wave plus 0.02% feathering 100 offset. After 1 hour the swelling has gone down by half and the pain has reduced by half and is improving all the time. I can even walk on the side of the foot now, so was able to prepare a meal. It is the 3rd time I have caught it from chicken, through my brain function preventing me from remembering to take great care, and chicken being my main source of protein due to intolerances and imbalances of biochemistry. So I started 12 hours later at midnight with the diarrhea, so managed to get my gen set up and some frequencies ran. But I had to go to bed. Later on, I found John White's settings for killing and hunted out my boost. In the meantime I was drinking an electrolyte mix. I ran FREQS for 2 hours with contact and pads on my belly and the diarrhea seemed to have stopped, but my kidney area was sore due to the lack of fluids, I think. Had I not been taking electrolytes I would have had to go into hospital at that point, I think, to avoid kidney shutdown on IV saline. I took my hot water bottle to bed to let my body do its clear up, and the salmonella has definitely gone after that 2-hour session. Thanks Spooky. Number 20, salmonella cured. Quote, Tuxt, QBY, the October 30, 2014 1:50 p.m, 15. Number 21, hair and knee and other simple things. W. Quote, S. Unregistered trademark ANKSJ. B. Fry June 6, 2014 5:34 p.m, so, I'm still learning and going very carefully, and I know people are working with serious disease conditions and I don't want to seem irreverent here. But I thought I could give myself a makeover. As a result of some crazy stress, my hair started falling out some time ago. We follow good diet, so it was not necessarily a dietary issue, as I also started taking some colloidal copper and did some other dietary adjustments. Whatever I did, bundles of hair kept falling out. Spooky2 to the rescue. I ran the hair loss 1 and 2 and hair regain color grow, on remote, very carefully, only 1 session a day, for 4 days. Today my hair feels different. So, I could be imagining it, but I don't think so. Of course time is needed for growth, but there is a clear difference and it feels just very good. I can just imagine what this can do for people who have lost hair with chemo or other such destructive processes. Another good thing. With some exercise a few days ago, I must either have slightly torn a meniscus on my knee, or wrenched something, but I woke up and literally could not walk or put weight on my knee. A physiotherapist strapped it for me, and he suspected a tear but knew he would not get me even close to a X-ray machine. I ran the 2 injury frequency sequences, 2x per day, and immediately pain disappeared and I could walk much better than hobbling. It felt right to rest my knee though from time to time. This was 4 days ago and there is nothing wrong with my knee. Usually this would have been at least 3 weeks of strapping and careful hobbling around and so on. I love this Spooky2, I'm in awe of the power of it. I'm still scared of it but now feel good enough to start using it for more serious conditions in our household. I just wanted to say that it feels sometimes too easy. We should not forget about exercise, of the type that is good for us individually, clean food and diet, and a bright and expectant focus on life. This is also in the form of an offer. I do not have much time, but could put some time in on, say, database management or some other computer-related task. 16. Number 22, Pollen Allergy Success. I quote JJHAHKS, DB. Sun, March 30, 2014, 2:52 p.m. I'd like to report my first success with Spooky2. Every year I have pollen allergies. Once we get through winter, plants start to bloom and are not necessarily miserable, but I have a constant nasal drip down the back of my throat. In years past it would be worse because I'd be outside biking and running, which even led to exercise-induced asthma. I'm a newbie with Spooky2. I fumbled through the settings but with the help of members, and I think I finally figured it out for this season. Looking up on the internet, the pollen that is around my area right now is ash, alder and cedar juniper. My general settings are, using Spooky remote sine wave feathering ±0.02%, amplitude 10 dwell I, repeat program 0, looping continuously, scalar subharmonic checked, although I did not set this deliberately, duty cycle 50/50, although I did not change this either. Here is a screenshot of my settings. I then tried a bunch of the frequency sets. These were, allergy XTRA, allergy pollen XTRA, suggestion. I went to www.electroholism.com web link HTM and typed in 17. Allergy, also see pertussis, 10,000, 7344, 5,000, 1550, 1234, 740, 880, 835, 787, 727, 500, 330, 160, 33, Orgy 1-10,000, 1865, 880, 787, 727, 690, 660, 555, 522, 473, 444, 330, 290, 146, 125, 95, 72, 33, 23, Orgy pollen TR, pulse 6475, converge 20.03125, dwell 500, 116,113, 119,061.03, 119,441.8. I don't know what those extra settings in allergy pollen TR mean, so I only put in dwell of 500. I tried each one for a few hours and noted any particular reactions in me. I didn't get any conclusive positive reactions from any of them except for allergy 1. For example, I typically am a bit more gummy in the back of throat in the mornings, which makes sense because I'm lying down and draining the nasal drip is not as good as when I'm walking around and upright during the day, so symptoms ease a little bit as the day goes on. With allergy 1, I noticed that my nasal passages completely dried up by evening. But I was still not convinced. I left it on overnight, and when I got up in the morning, they were still pretty dry. There is still a bit of gumminess, but noticeably less. So far, it has been running about 17 hours straight. I have no frequency fatigue symptoms. I'm going to keep it running for a little while longer before turning it off. I am curious as to the longevity of this treatment, and whether or not I need to keep Spooky2 running for long periods of time, or continuously to keep the allergy at bay. This trial and error seems to be necessary but kind of a pain too. Also, it is possible that during trial and error, the condition may even ease, so did I find the right frequency sets, or did my body just ease the condition along the way? I am wondering if Spooky Pulse would be modified to sweep through frequencies of A. Given general condition, yay. I have a cold, so sweep through all known cold frequencies and see if I can narrow further via technology versus through me needing to search around and figure it out. Number 23, K9, Dog, Demodex mite 60 mange. Quote, THJHKSJ, K9, Labrador dog, 24 months, with very severe general Demodex mite infestation and gait, 7. 1305 Hz, via advanced menu refresh rate setting of 1 to 4.261 Hz, 18. Follicular mange, CAFL, mange follicular 1, XTRA, parasite scabies 1/2, CAFL, parasite scabies 2/2, CAFL, accelerate healing, XTRA, Sarcops scabieuch, HC, Sarcops scabieuch, XTRA, Hue de Clark 30K sweep, CAFL, Zinc 2, XTRA. Note, dog also had DNA radionics support for immune system, oxygenation ozone, halazone set, and essential oil support. Note, dog switched to totally raw diet for protein increase to support and boost immune system. Note, the dog is also now getting periodically the main Rife frequencies as part of the above program, once a day, for example 727, 20,880, 1,550,747,728,465, 78Z etc. etc. Total program run time, approximately 12 hours once a day. Treatment is ongoing but dog now 95% recovered after 4 weeks of treatment, that is after approximately 360 program repeats to date, ongoing. Other comments, the Demodex mite and mange is a bitch to kill and you don't ever want it. CD Spooky going well after 4 weeks now, and I suspect the condition will be completely clear in the next 2 weeks. Demodex mite and mange treatments condition can carry on for many months, years, forever for some poor dogs. Humans, so Spooky has done well here. VDI think the dog's immune system will support his already 95 equals recovery in about 2 weeks' time. It has been hard work but rewarding. I think the gods are with us finally. This dog is now 100% clear of all illness, disease, and related conditions. His coat is now well on. The hardest part was the last 5%, which I had been warned about by David Book. And he was absolutely correct. Demodex is an absolute bitch, even after killing that you then have to contend with the green amoeba slime mange in parallel. Nightmare. In the end I moved my position to a 93% duty cycle and ran it 24/7 for the last 3 weeks. I think it is important to remember that I personally prefer a huge number of repeat cycles and shorter dwell times, multiplier set to 0.35. All other settings were my usual positive offset 100 etc. etc. I do believe Spooky saved him in the end. I know from using other mental techniques it is not allowable according to universal law, God, to kill another life form using subconscious intention type techniques, although I do think that in the last 3 weeks I pulled his immune system up massively using said technique, called QE awareness, remote intention. The dog knew I was doing it and always looked for me, probably sucking positive energy out of me too. LOL. There are many people looking for Demodex cures on the internet. If you come across one of Theo's posts on Curazone or Earth Clinic, you could point them to this post, as many have to cope for years with this condition, so I don't think 90 days-ish is too bad a result. Although with something like an egg life cycle duration of 64 days, I don't think I could have done much better. 19. Number 24, urinary tract infection, UTI, quote ICHAHKSJ. By % some June 29, 2014 12:53 p.m., Spooky settings and frequencies used for urinary tract infection, UTI, in lower urethral area, frequency multiplier, 1 repeat every frequency, 1 repeat each set, 1 repeat program, 6 dwell multiplier, 0.35, duty cycle, 71%, amplitude, 4V positive offset, 100 phase angle, 0, apply, frequencies direct, gate, 7.1305 Hz, via advanced menu refresh rate setting of 14.261 Hz, waveform, square wave X, 1, single channel, out 1 connection to Spooky remote, Spooky frequencies run. Urinary tract infection, XTRA, urinary tract infection, CAFL, urinary tract infection, KHZ, note, 802 Hz was excluded from the above sets. Side effects note, made feel sleepy on the second program run of each day. Total program run time, approximately over 2 hours 3 times a day, that is every 8 hours. Treatment found to be totally successful on day 5, that is after approximately 90 program repeats, 20. Number 25, bronchitis quote, thanks DBVMFLFLIFT Sun June 29, 2014 1:06 p.m. Spooky settings and frequencies used for bronchitis, frequency multiplier, 1 repeat every frequency, 1 repeat each set, 1 repeat program, 8 dwell multiplier, 0.35, duty cycle, 71%, amplitude, 4V positive offset, 100 phase angle, 0, apply, frequencies direct, gate, 7.1305 Hz, via advanced menu refresh rate setting of 14.261 Hz, waveform, square wave X, 1, single channel, out 1 connection to Spooky remote, Spooky frequencies run, bronchitis, CAFL. Note, used to have to take steroids to shift this condition over a period of 2 weeks, but, no more steroids required due to another Spooky success. Total program run time, approximately 2 hours 3 times a day, that is every 8 hours. Treatment found to be totally successful on day 5, that is after approximately 120 program repeats. 21. Number 26, // YFHANKS, hello friends, this is the second success story I am so happy to talk about. In the past week, ate at a local breakfast place and didn't think twice the next day I started feeling it. Now usually food poison gets to me right away, within hours. Because of that I was thrown off and was looking for a different answer. We were in the middle of a heat wave, 100°F++, and my AC took a dive at 8 p.m. when I noticed the temp rising. So I did what I always do, I fixed it. 2 hours into a dirty 5-ton AC machine that had leaves rotting in it and was wet from the condensation, now I was sure I had some kind of mold poisoning from that. So I ran everything I could for what I thought was happening. The next day, Monday, I was sicker than ever, until I did my thing and it turned up with food poison. Now doing my thing this sick is very hard and took me a long time, but I was able to get that out of it. Then thinking about what I ate brought me to the egg plate that I order over medium, but it wasn't, and even with the runny yolk I ate it. After looking up salmonella I saw a 12 to 48 hours incubation period, and then I knew along with the spot on symptoms. Pulled up the CAFL salmonella sets attached. TENS pads to my belly set dwell at 0.09, explain later, at 15V square and GO. In 10 minutes I had relief. It took the rest of the day and that night to return to normal, but after just 10 minutes of that therapy I was doing things again, not normal but back into life. About the short dwell. When you need relief right away, set the dwell short and run the sets 20 times in 30 minutes. That will provide instant relief. Then after you're not suffering, set dwell back to 0.4 or 0.5 and let the sets run via remote. I am sure that 180 dwell is way too long for the power of Spooky. I think using a shorter dwell and more repetitions is more effective than the reverse. At first. Thank you Spooky again. I am well, and according to what I read, I was supposed to be sick for 4-7 days. I was better on day 3. 22. Number 27, gastroenteritis quote, #HAHKS, DBVBV Rife February 14, 2014 12:28 p.m. There is a particularly virulent strain of gastroenteritis going around Australia that is putting people in hospitals, with diarrhea for up to 2 weeks. Someone I know ended up in hospital with severe dehydration after 3 days of diarrhea. After being rehydrated via drip, they were sent home and told it could take up to 2 weeks before it got better. This person was going to the toilet every 30 minutes and every couple of hours at night. This continued on the 4th day. By the evening of the 5th day, this person had enough and upon my suggestion accepted Rife treatment. This is what was run from the Spooky2 using handhelds with default settings. Diarrhea CAFL Diarrhea XTRA, the person experienced stomach discomfort at 786 and 727. I did not run 802. But no improvement by the 6th morning. If the person was more tolerant of the rifing sensations, I could have probably retreated using 786 and 727 with more success. Still desperate, the person accepted my offer for remote treatment. I ran from the Spooky2 the following using the default remote settings, except voltage at 5 and 1 for repeat each set. Diarrhea CAFL, Diarrhea XTRA, colitis and Diarrhea 2 XTRA, Septosporidium CAFL, Irritable Bowel Syndrome CAFL, Antiseptic General CAFL, Detox 3 toxins in the kidneys and liver PROV, Hemorrhoid CAFL, pause 1 hour CUST, pause 1 hour CUST, pause 1 hour CUST. The person was skeptical, so I was not expecting any placebo effect. To my surprise, they reported feeling a little bit better almost immediately. After afternoon sleep on the same day, they woke up hungry and feeling less nauseous. They ate some food and kept it down. Later they ate an evening meal and kept that down too. Now fully recovered. I know the sample size of this is small, n equals 1, so not willing to draw any conclusions, the person could have got better anyway etc. But given the treatment cost, nothing to administer, was painless and risk-free, I will continue experimenting. If it was the treatment, then these notes may help others. I know of someone who almost lost an auntie to this particular strain. 23. Number 28, Eagle Syndrome, SJ7.1THAHKSJ, by, February 14, 2014 3:50 p.m. At the beginning of 2013 my wife was diagnosed with Eagle Syndrome, emedicine.medscape.com web link, and .wikipedia.org wiki Eagle Syndrome. She had difficulty eating, facial pain, ear pain. The only option was surgical. We were very afraid of the surgery since in YouTube there are several videos and we read in several forums that the operation can be a little risky. In June 7, 2013 we decided to try remote healing first to see if it can do something for her condition. I searched in internet looking for possible causes, and based in them I used the following frequency sets: kyphorostomies, calf, calcifications, XTRA, bone spurs 1, XTRA, bone spurs 2, XTRA, endocrine system balance, XTRA, square wave, duty cycle 50%, 2V. The frequencies were run 24/7 using the old Spooky software, UDB and sensor. After a few days she began to feel a different type of pain in her jaw and, as she described, electric shocks. We continued running these frequency sets and she began to show improvements with much less pain and was able to eat things that she cannot eat before. On October 2, 2013 she was feeling normal again and we stopped the frequencies. So far she continues feeling fine. I'm planning to run them again in a month as a preventive measure. Regards, 24. Number 29, Irritation. By to February 11, 2014 1:12 a.m. Hello friends, I am fortunate enough to not have any serious ailments. However, I've had an eye irritation that I have learned to live with for as long as I can remember. Simple enough but nothing any eye drive could treat. The floaters you get in your eyes, Well, I had a severe case of them and very persistent. My quick fix was to put my head under the faucet and rinse my eye out. That was a good 30-hour fix. As I was familiarizing myself with Spooky's frequency list, I noticed eye floaters. I said yee-haw. Anyways, this program didn't take long at all. I noticed relief probably in a couple hours. I didn't time it and all of the sudden realized there were no floaters. Anyways, it's been a few days and it's the longest time ever that I haven't had to put my eye under the faucet to rinse it out. Sometimes I'd take the cup of water I was drinking and just hold it to my eyes to flush them out. I only ran the program for maybe 3 hours total time since the first time and no sign of them. Number 2 positive outcome. Similar situation, an eye problem with my wife 2 days ago. She had what she described as sand in the eye. I ran the eye infection program, and that day it was gone. Today at breakfast she said it was bothering her again. So I put the program back on and it's now gone again. Before the program was finished. I'm really not surprised in the least. I ran several other programs, mainly the minerals, oils, and detoxes. I feel like I had a major tune-up. Spooky is powerful. Happily I used these frequencies for my sinus problem that had just started and it went away in one day. Sinus programs, this works when your nose is running and you have a blocked nose. When you feel it in your head. This one is difficult as it could be one of several. I first try sinusitis frontals 952,320,682 and sinus bacteria 548. If this does not work I try sinusitis 3-60 951282254144427432456 610,614,618 1234 2600 5,500,304. You can find the rest of the frequencies for cold and flu here. View topic. PHP F equals 18 FTT equals 412. Thank you Johan, it worked like a charm. Number 30, sinus problem gone in one day. Quote thanks, 25. Number 31, posted on Spooky2 Rife's timeline, January 2nd at 10:24 p.m. I would like to share some success stories with all interested. My first success was with a friend in his late 50s suffering with macular degeneration. The programs I ran were macular degeneration, kilohertz, visual acuity, CAFL, and cataract, CAFL. After running for 22 hours he reported his floaters had gone completely. My second success was with a lady friend 60-year-old suffering with cataracts. Her words were, "It is like looking through a lace curtain." After running the cataracts, CAFL, for 24 hours she reported her eyes started watering a lot and then her vision cleared. She was so impressed that she asked me to order a Spooky2 set up for her, which I did. My third success was last week when a male friend of mine 73-year-old was complaining of pain with arthritis and swelling of his legs. I ran arthritis general, CAFL, Bertis, KHZ, blood circulation sluggish, XTRA, circulatory status, CAFL, amplitude 20, sawtooth, duty cycle 50. He reported after 48 hours that he was completely pain-free and the swelling had gone down. He is very impressed with it as he didn't really believe it would work. I have left him on the machine over the holidays. All programs with my friends were run with the remotes with fingernails. Hope this is of some help to others. Number 32, I have run Spooky2 since June 2014 and have healed stage 3 Lyme, and mercury copper poisoning auxicity, and chronic pain and inflammation and tinnitus Meniere's disease, co-infections, and have not had cold flu since been running it, or have been sick at all. Doctor is now taking me off heavy duty painkillers for stage 3 CRPSRSD, and I think this is going away. Have been disabled with it since 1999, all my diseases seem to be just melting away. Yesterday at 3:10 a.m. like D. 2, 26. Number 33, Spooky2 Rife. The Spooky2 machine is an incredible machine, and having the possibility to have a biofeedback scans done for your entire body is a plus. Spooky2 Rife is the most highly advanced and versatile Rife system in the world indeed. I wish more people will get involved to try it for themselves. Please keep all these people in your prayers because they are working to improve this technology. Happy New Year everybody, may God abundantly bless you and fulfill the desires of our hearts, according to His plan and riches in glory. Unlike, comment, share. Number 34, number 35, commented on your photo. January 4th at 8:43 a.m., I added the nearsighted frequency to my treatment list a while ago and forgot. The next day I had to take off my glasses while at the PC because my vision was blurry with them on. When I realized what I had done, I removed the frequency and after a few hours I had to put the glasses back on. This was with Spooky Remote Upgrade. Like, comment, 27. Number 36, commented on his photo in SPOOKV2 Rife for Life. 10:34 a.m. jar, I get the two mixed up. I can see far away. Imok at short distance. Short-sighted, long-sighted, whatever it is, I can see far away. But it's getting better with Spooky on eyesight improvement frequencies. It's early days yet, but my eye examination test was encouraging. The eyesight has improved, not deteriorated. It's a step in the right direction. I'm taking it easy, just 30 minutes every 2 days of the Spooky using my fingernail in the white remote thingy. That's about it. I let you all know how things are progressing from time to time. Number 37, number 38, conversation between and 4 p.m. January 10th, my update, the cancer is gone. Chronic Lyme disease is gone. Floaters in my eyes are dissolving away. My retinologist said that would probably never happen. So thrilled and continuing to use this technology to undo the other 7 diseases and issues that caused the cancer in the beginning. I will update as the issues are resolved and undone. B. 28. Number 39, number 40, posted in SPOOKV2 Rife for Life, 12:29 p.m. January 15th, maybe as a placebo effect. After my heartburn disappearing after 4 hours on Spooky2, I was impressed, so I thought I'd try the abundance prosperity frequencies. While I'm looking for a job, I sent out resumes and within 2 days I had 11 interviews set up and they have been going well. Also, I have been going to sleep late and not sleeping well, but today I had a 10 a.m. interview and I was not remotely tired by 11:30 p.m. It normally takes me a really long time to get to sleep. So I put on 4 sleep frequencies and it was not long until I was asleep. I awoke before my alarm clock feeling very well rested and ready to go. Maybe it's placebo, but Spooky2 is beginning to make a believer out of me. 29. Number 41, just ran my first program with the Spooky 2.1. Wake up a number of times in the night and have trouble getting back to sleep, so I tried the insomnia program by David Halliday in database. Worked great. Hello Spooky Nation. I want to share something amazing. About 3 weeks ago a biofeedback machine, not the Spooky Pulse, found cancer in me. The cancer is oris, mouth, nose, head. The machine pointed out that the cancer was very high, Life. At the time I used one generator. I run the settings suggested by David Book. Repeat each set, for repeat program, for dwell multiplier, 0.25. Anyway, after fewer weeks I run the biofeedback again. The cancer was considerably low. No life-threatening anymore. My point is that knowing the exact personal cancer frequency, the time to fight will be so much shorter and more efficient. So I invite everyone to get a Spooky Pulse, or to get hand on biofeed back machine. The Spooky Pulse is great for the price compared to some over €10,000. God bless you. Keep hope alive. Testimonial, been using Spooky2 for a friend who suffered from a stroke. I'm still in the process of learning and we haven't started the biofeedback yet, but When I saw her last she was noticeably improved and alert. Unfollow, number 42, success found, quote JVAHKSJ, through January 8, 2015 4:10 a.m., threatening. Also gave me the exact cancer frequency. I punched the frequency on the Spooky2 M5 with booster cables. Number 43, 30. Number 44, it's nearly 2 weeks since my Spooky2 arrived, and being a bit of a technophobe, I've been taking my time getting to grips with it. Lol. I still have a long way to go. But even with my ATM limited capability, I'm feeling quite amazed at the changes. This week I have had the Spooky remote on overnight and during the day. Sometimes I haven't worked out how to change the frequencies from the first set I put in. I have tried, but it just defaulted back to the original set. Nevertheless, I seem to be having some success. And not just in the stuff I intended to tackle with that first set of frequencies, but with seemingly unrelated stuff too. The frequencies that I put in were for Candida, Giardia, intestinal parasites and general detox. The stubborn cough I've been trying to get rid of is on its way out. The burning sensation in my diaphragm is gone. Under my tongue was feeling weird, now feels normal and healthy. Also, had some vague sensation in a dead tooth, not root canaled, that something was going on in there and being neutralized. I know this is early days for me and Spooky2, but so far very promising. Imagine how effective it is and could be once I learn to use it properly. Number 45, SPOOKV2 Rife generator in date, August 5, 2014 3:13 and 12 seconds am, ago, hit, 204, WinYL00. Hey people, check out this site with their free download and cheap generators, can't see it getting any better than this. SPOOKV2.com. First, day, W3TSSTOF, your life. Number 46, commented on Lef Medinger's post in SOOKV2 Rife for Life. 5:01 p.m. February 24, it kinda says a thing or two about the other groups, Morezo, than about Spooky2, don't you think? Weak people, who feel the need of using that kind of censorships and restrictions, usually have a hidden agenda. The Spooky2 is more of a versatile system than a machine, really. You can use contact mode in different ways, you can use remote mode in 4 ways. You can change the amplitude and wave settings in a number of ways, anything you can think of. And there is a light and PEMF machine on its way, just around the corner. The Spooky2 development team are receptive to suggestions, proposals from you, the Spooky2 user, of functions that you think would be nice to have incorporated into the Spooky2 system. And the Spooky2 development team consists of Spooky2 users, who voluntarily, depending on skills, are working with the development. So you could say that there is a bit of grassroots movement about the Spooky2 society. Everybody should be able to take care of their own health, not only the rich people. Tom Murphy, your present Spooky2 system properly works fine. So whether or not you decide to upgrade to get new functions, is totally up to you and your needs. The continuously development of Spooky2 is its greatest strength and what really makes the Spooky2 system so powerful. Remember, standing still in a forward-moving crowd is really going back. The Spooky2 development team makes the Spooky2 system not only keeping up the pace, but well ahead of the pack. 32. Number 47, recent experience with Spooky2 not to or a date, March 22, 2014 7:06 and 55 seconds p.m., ago, hit, 2690, not to. A recent post on this forum got me to investigate the Spooky2 Rife-like software, signal generator, remote, pulse, and electrodes. The setup is very inexpensive. For me, under $300 USD, including the shipping for an XM 10 MHz generator and the items listed above. I have a friend with a bad case of tapeworms, and I tried the tapeworm programs with the electrodes and my friend could feel a tapeworm die off. That night I used the Spooky remote to run programs all night, and my friend Reported a great night's sleep that night. I've been running programs from the Spooky2 database to handle the worm and the eggs with great results. I also tried this on another friend who has cerebral palsy, using the electrodes, and he reported a greater degree of movement and freedom in his affected arm. I used Spooky2 with a friend who was trying to quit cigarettes, using the remote device and the included nicotine detox craving withdrawal program, and this friend is reporting no cravings. Number 48, AWW. You're most welcome. You made me so much better. Echo with that machine. It's been so amazing. I can drink coffee now and am not chained to bathroom. I'm 27. You gave me my life back. I'm forever in your debt. Anything you want I will give you because you're wonderful. I, 33. Number 49, RBTSYS. Greetings. I have been using Rife technique for about 10 years. My first unit was a global wellness unit, S1800.00. The second, about 6 years ago, Electromed, sold as a TENS unit, but is a excellent unit for Rife frequencies. $3,500. Third is a Spooky2, about 3 to 4 months. About $300. I love the Spooky2. It is so versatile, plus, using the DNA remote I can receive freaks without being hooked up. In fact, I'm receiving freaks from a different room now, as I type this. I'm 77 years old, so I have plenty of variety of things to work with. I'm getting ready to do a bioscan for a condition I have not been able to resolve. By the way, the Spooky remote can be hooked up to most Rife machines. Anyone looking to buy Rife technique should go online and read the Spooky2.com manual before buying anything else. Regards, number 50, B. February 6, referenced here is the most affordable, most advanced, most flexible Rife-esque unit available. Current personal successes are, A. Bad C. Def infection, Re. Acune 3 times, took antibiotics. The first 2 had a colonoscopy after the third diagnosed recurrence, treated with Spooky2 in between third recurrence and the negative colonoscopy. Fixed a 3-year degenerative Achilles tendon issue, MRI diagnosed, surgery recommended. Consistently removed DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, after strenuous exercise, and wiped out a mouth abscess before medical treatment. Finally, have had a complete recovery of prostate health. Yes. It works. Even if you don't believe, it still works. Less, F. Unlike comment, Echo Lee likes this. 34. Copyright, number 51. I've worn goggles for over 30 years, and over time the glass has become thicker as my eyesight got worse, having run Spooky eyesight improvement frequencies. My eyesight has improved for the 1st time in 30 years, and now I've had to purchase a new set of goggles with thinner glass. Spooky Dookie. LOM, number 52, I got some programs running today. While I am reading, more and more, and I even got a remote program running with all the right parameters. And I feel like I can actually feel the program. It is for my shoulder. And there are sensations happening. With Echo Lee and Chaffee. I am still working on the bioscan. But I am happy with this remote session that I am doing now. 12 minutes Echo edited like. Number 53, 36.